which is almost 35 years back, 35 years back, when he started listed laboratory in Chennai. It was started with some amount of arrogance, saying that why would any sample go out of Chennai? Everything should be done right here in Chennai. And I know those are the days in which he used to run this laboratory, where he used to close the shutter for 2 hours, between 12 to 2, and many people used to be waiting out. He says for good quality services, people have to wait. But since then, the world has changed. There are 32 years down, nobody wants to wait. We are really in a fast world, and everybody wants everything done at their home. And probably all our children probably would like to move and start giving blood. They may not even have time to stand while they are actually giving blood. So we have evolved diagnostics. Diagnostics has gone from first generation to second generation to third generation. Now we are almost talking about a fourth generation of diagnostics, in which diagnostics is moving from actually being, initially when we all started our career, we used to call health careless. Even healthcare was not existing in 1988. Then we all moved into opinion-based medicine, in which doctors used to touch, feel, then take medicine. Diagnostics for one person is going to be different for the other person. So that means we have to really, the technology has evolved over the past 3-4 decades, and we have to prepare ourselves to get into this new era of medicine called personalized medicine. But one thing remains same. Whatever we have moved in, all these leaders in medicine, they had one thing in common: quality and services is everything which we do. Has to really focus on quality and services, whether it was opinion-based medicine era or evidence-based medicine era, or currently moving into the personalized medicine era. So actually, some of you would have been part of when we launched NEUBERG 2 years back in October 17, and last year again we hosted an international seminar. We always said, yes, we have brought a fantastic infrastructure. We request all of you to go through and see our laboratory facility in this building. Probably we can tell with confidence, this is the best in class diagnostic services, probably the best technology being deployed in one location, right in Chennai. So we are also proud to say this is a only College of American Pathologists associated and accredited institution, and we also have probably the only laboratory which has 3 enable accredited laboratory. One here, another in Kaveri Hospital, and third in Institute of Child Health. So, but all this needed people with passion, commitment, and some extraordinary leadership. So we all, you all know, we have been part of this Metropolis journey, in which Dr. Srinivasan joined us in 2002, and he was part of it until 2015. I was also part of Metropolis up till 2015. Then 2005, but we were somehow associated up to for a few years, so 2005. So I was associated with Metropolis up till 2015. So since then, I think we had certain commitments to fulfill in terms of our non-compete, non-disruption, and all those obligations we all had came to an end yesterday, which is September 5th, 2019. So we thought we will all join together to come back with the same vision Dr. Srinivasan had many years back. Why would any sample go out of Chennai? In fact, Chennai is the medical tourism hub. Patients are coming in. So we should not be, I don't think we need to be really looking upon to Bombay or Delhi to send our samples. And we should create not only regular samples or specialized samples. Today, as Aishwarya was saying, we do 6,000 different variety of tests in our group, and we would like most of that samples to be processed right in Chennai. And with that vision, we brought 2 extraordinary leaders, which is Dr. Saranya and Dr. Srinivasan. Both were the founders and co-founder of Listed Laboratory, and all of you are aware of Jeevan Blood Bank and Jeevan Stem Cell Banking, and that was all the brainchild of both of them. And they were running a laboratory called HeList for 2-3 years, which we are merging with now NEUBERG Ehrlich. So that what we say, the event is about bringing Ehrlich, which is almost having 82 years of legacy, and a listed laboratory which was founded by Dr. Srinivasan in 1985, and NEUBERG is just a baby, just 2 years old. All these coming together to create a difference to the people of Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry. So with that, I request Dr. Srinivasan and Dr. Saranya to join in, and we'll also have a small video we'll play, and after that Dr. Srinivasan and Dr. Saranya will talk about their plans for NEUBERG Ehrlich in the years to come. After that, we can go in for question and answer session. Thank you.
Time. And in fact, It's almost 14 years since, I would say 12 years after we left the diagnostic domain, when I decided to exit Lister Laboratory, which I founded on 6th June in 1985, to pursue a dream of setting up India's largest public stem cell bank to enable quick and affordable access to matching stem cells for children with blood cancer and thalassemia. So, which we were busy with over the last 12 years. Early June this year, in 2017, we ended up starting Healis Laboratory with the aim of coming back to the domain, and probably if and when we make money, we said we will support the foundation and give away to the charity. I always believe nothing happens in this world by accident. When we do something, when we meet something, it is always, there is a purpose behind it which we don't know at that point of time. If we had not started Healist, I really don't think that we would have started the journey again together. So probably that was the purpose why we ended up starting there, even though we had different ideas. And it's a very quick conversation, because as Velu correctly said, for others Dr. Velu, for me Velu, pardon me, as he correctly said that our relationship goes back to 80s, late 80s, and we've been good friends, been admiring his vision. Anything is to think big, and I always say, we have conversation, I say we have one thing in common, that we both believe in what Andrew Carnegie said. He was the biggest steel magnate during the Second World War. He had no clue about steel. But all that his epitaph says is, here lies a man who knows how to surround himself with the people who knew what has to be done. I think we both excelled in that, in getting the right people and putting together. Because I always say, Tamil சொல்லணும்னா இந்த நம்ம இசையெல்லாம் எடுத்துட்டிங்கன்னா நம்ம விஸ்வநாதன் ராமமூர்த்தி இந்த மாதிரி ரெண்டு பேராக தான் இருக்கும் எல்லாமே. Though I started in 1985, January 1st, 1986, she came and Dr. Sanya came and joined Lister Laboratory. And ever since we've been together creating institutions for public facility, public help, and trying to help people in different ways. And I'm extremely happy today to be part of NEUBERG early diagnostics, and where we can share the knowledge that we gained over the last 34 years of being in the domain, and leave behind a legacy that, yes, we are part of something ethical, something good, and with the vision that accurate results should be accessible anytime to anyone, so that they can either diagnose it correct, or prevent the illness, or monitor their illness. I'm sure coming together of this set of people and these set of institutions, which are ethical and highly commendable team that we have, because without the team we cannot achieve anything. And it's going to be a very important day in my, I can say possibly the third and the last innings in diagnostic domain in my life. Thank you very much, Velu and the team, for this opportunity, and I will take up questions later after Dr. Sanya finishes.
Dr. Srinivasan has already mentioned how I got into this field, and it's been a wonderful journey in the field of diagnostics. And like he mentioned, had it not been for 2017 and getting back into diagnostics for me after a hiatus of 13 years, I was a little nervous at that time, I must confess, because it meant catching up with all that was happening in this field. But when we started back again in 2017, we were wondering whether we had taken the right decision. And very soon we realized that that is what we really had wanted, what our passion was in. So when Dr. Velu approached us earlier this year, I think it didn't take us long. As soon as we realized that here was somebody who had always practiced the similar philosophies, similar ideals that we had always stood for. Most importantly, ethical practices. And I think he made a statement to us even before we had joined, which was the tipping point as far as we were concerned, where he said he wanted us to make sure that NEUBERG laboratory would have the same kind of bonding within its staff members like what we had in the old Lister laboratory. Not Lister Metropolis, Lister laboratory. And that was a wonderful feeling it gave us, because yes, that was something we were very proud of. So it didn't take us long to agree. And I must add on to what Dr. Velu said. Today is an era of technology. Today is an era of everybody wants an accurate result and as fast as possible in the comfort of their homes. In addition, you are dealing with an audience, a patient, who's extremely well read, and if they aren't well read, they have Mr. Google to help them. So when they come to the laboratory for their tests, they come armed with a lot of information and they want to trip you up. I'm sorry I sound so skeptical, but it is a fact, because the Western world has influenced medicine in India in a very large way. So when you hear of people, and today doctors are at the receiving end of a lot of problems within the country for no fault of theirs. So you are dealing with patients and their families who are wanting to trip you up and make sure that you are not going to make a mistake. So it means that we have to be on the ball, making sure that we are aware of what exactly they need for their particular illness. In addition, we also have to make sure that they are very comfortable and dealt with in a very humane fashion when they come to the laboratory. So I think these are two things that our focus is going to be on: accurate results coupled with extremely good patient care, which everybody is going to go happy at the end of the day with. Because, and with the usage of technology as it's advancing. Dr. Velu has given us blanket permission. If something is needed, all that you need to do is to justify its requirement. So with that kind of a person heading at the helm of operations, we just can't go wrong. So in future you are going to hear more and more of NEUBERG laboratory, I can assure you, and very soon we are not going to be second, we are probably going to be the first. Thank you so much.
I'm just going to the beginning when he co-founded Metropolis. I have been associated with Dr. Velu as his advisor. So most of the acquisitions for Metropolis were handled by me along with Dr. Velu, and I am very proud of being part of the team of Dr. Velu, and that journey continues even now. Even though I was in practice for 33 years, after he founded NEUBERG, he requested that I should join his team. So I gave up my practice after 33 years and joined him, and I am very proud of Dr. Velu's being part of Dr. Velu's team. And then I believe that along with Dr. Srinivasan, Dr. Sharanya, and with the other team members, NEUBERG early to become a big success. Thank you very much.
Actually dedicate something to the people of Tamil Nadu, particularly starting with Chennai, where we thought, as I told you, the day in which Dr. Srinivasan was shutting the door and people were waiting for 2 hours or 1 hour before coming in is gone. Today people say, you come and wait for us, because the new world is all about their fast world and they want convenience. So one thing we all were sitting and debating, why do we go and collect blood in the morning? We do 5,800 tests, and only 80 tests today has some relevance to do it in fasting. In fasting, almost 5,700 tests need not have to be done on fasting. So if you don't have to do it on fasting, what is the necessity to give the blood in the morning? You can find actually give time any time which is convenient to you. So why don't we come with the concept, whether you are in your office, whether you are in a school or in college or in even sometimes in a movie hall, we could probably come and pick up blood, as long as we have some hygienic area to sit and collect a blood without any problem. So then we came up with this new concept, first time in India, called Anytime Anywhere 24/7. You just have to call us. We come and collect blood wherever you are, not necessarily at your home. It could be wherever you are. So this is the concept we call Anytime Anywhere, where we come and collect your blood, or even sometimes even urine samples or anything what is required. And also sometimes for emergency can do even ECG. Many times we feel suddenly, even because of gas, we feel we have a chest pain. So people would like to immediately, actually rule out any problems of cardiac. So what if that just one phone call away, somebody comes to your home or wherever in your office or whichever place and do an immediate ECG. So we are now prepared and we are launching that service from today in Chennai. And we have already piloted that in Karnataka, particularly in Bangalore and few other locations. And we would like to take it to almost all the major towns and cities across the country in the months to come. So commemorating the today's induction of Dr. Srinivasan and Dr. Siranya as the technical directors of NEUBERG Earlish and also into the technical board of NEUBERG Diagnostics, we thought it will be a good a good occasion to dedicate these services to people of Chennai. So I think we have a 2 minutes video which we play. After that we can go in for question and answer session. Thank you.
Used to offer, which we have started doing now here, is there are sometimes a patient is not very happy with his report. So we welcome them to come to the lab and actually see it being processed. They can see it for themselves and see the result. So that adds to the credibility factor. So that is something that we have started now here. So we request anybody who has any doubt to come in, no problem.
Can I have your name, sir? From where are you?
Chennai Press News.
Chennai Press. See, there are in stage, 85 we had to set up a lab. I can tell you what happened in 1985. We have to borrow at 19 to 20% interest. I think all of you will know that if people who have been around there, number one. So one, you need to have that sort of a thing, money, to set up a lab. Today, the money, access to funds is something which is easier. So anybody who has funds or who has access to funds can start a lab. So it's become sort of a normal thing. But what is going to make a difference? And a mission the difference is going to be, we always say, mission should work, people should think. It's not like you load the sample, result comes out, so you take the result and print it and give it. So, but healthcare and especially diagnostics is like that. We need to look at a lot of things correlating or not correlating. So people make the difference. The thrust of NEUBERG Earlish is creating and keeping together human beings who are committed and passionate about taking care of others as if they are processing their own family's blood and urine samples. That's the difference that we want to make.
Any more questions?
சென்னையில் இருக்கிற ரத்த பரிசோதனை மையத்தில் ஒரு லேப் டெஸ்ட்டுக்காக கொடுக்குறோம். அதோட ரிசல்ட் வந்து ஒவ்வொரு லேபுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி மாறுது. இதெல்லாம் சார் சொன்னாங்க.
அது டாக்டர் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவாங்க.
ஓகே. see எந்த டெஸ்ட்டுமே நாங்கள் வந்து ஒரு there will be variation. நம்பர் ஒன் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெட்ஸ் அக்செப்ட். இங்கே இன்னைக்கு இப்போ ஒரு சாம்பிளை கொடுத்துட்டு இன்னொரு லேபில் போய் நீங்கள் இப்போ ஒரே சாம்பிள் எடுத்து ரெண்டாக பிரித்து 2 இடத்துல கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா 3 இடத்துல கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா தேர் குட் பி அ வேரியேஷன் இருக்கும். அது இதே இந்த 132ன்னா அங்கே 132 வராது. எந்த டெஸ்ட் எது பண்ணாலுமே there is something what we call as CV or a variation up to about depending on 5 to 10%. அது எந்த பேராமீட்டருங்கிறத பொறுத்து that variability is accepted. உலகம் பூராவும் அது. So it will not be the same 132 in every place. If same sample 4 இடத்துல டெஸ்ட் பண்ணாலோ அதே சாம்பிளை 4 டிஃப்ரெண்ட் மிஷின் ஒரே லேபில் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணாலும் அந்த டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் வரும். ஸோ டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் வில் பி தேர், நம்பர் ஒன். ரெண்டாவது வந்து இன்னைக்கு ஒரு டெஸ்ட்டை பண்ணிவிட்டு அதே டெஸ்ட்டை நாளைக்கு பண்ணிவிட்டு நேற்று இந்த லேபில் பண்ணேன் இன்னைக்கு அந்த லேபில் இது வந்து சுகர் டெஸ்ட் எடுத்துக்கலாம் நீங்கள் சாதாரணமாக. ஏன்னா நீங்கள் இப்போ ஹெப்படைட்டிஸ் பி HIV எடுத்தீங்கன்னா இங்கே பாசிட்டிவ்னா அங்கேயும் பாசிட்டிவாக தான் இருக்கணும், அது மாற முடியாது ஒரே நாளில் பண்ணும்போது. நீ சுகர் டெஸ்ட் இங்கே பண்ண 132 இன்னைக்கு இருந்துச்சு, ஆனால் நாளைக்கு போய் 132 எனக்கு இருந்ததே கிடையாது, நாளைக்கு போய் பண்ண போது அடுத்த நாள் பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு வந்து 92 தான் இருந்துச்சு, 40 டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் இருக்குண்ணா. சுகர் டெஸ்ட் வந்து என்றைக்குமே வந்து இட் டிபெண்ட்ஸ் ஆன் வேரியஸ் ஃபேக்டர்ஸ். சாப்பிட்ற பொறுத்து, சாப்பிட்டுட்டு உட்காந்துருந்தீங்களா நடந்தீங்களா இல்லை வேரியேஷன் இருக்கு. முதல்ல பண்ண வேண்டிய இது வந்து நாட் ஓன்லி ஃபார் ஆர்டினரி, when I say ordinary don't take this thing. மெடிசன் தெரியாத வந்து ஒரு டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறவருக்கும் டாக்டருக்குமே முக்கியமான விஷயம் என்னன்னா, ஒரு டெஸ்ட் வந்து எதிர்பார்த்த மாதிரி இல்லை, வேரியேஷன் இருக்குன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங் பண்ண வேண்டியது வந்து ஃபோன் எடுத்தோ இல்லை இது பண்ணும்போது பேசுறது லேபில். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இது என்னென்ன ரியாக்ஷன் என்னன்னா, அந்த லேபில் 82 கொடுத்தாங்க, இந்த லேபில் 140 கொடுத்தாங்க, முதல் லேபு தப்பு, ரெண்டாவது லேப் தான் தப்பு. ஏன்னா நமக்கு எதுவுமே அதிகமாக இருந்தால் பிடிக்காது இல்லையா? அதனால முதல் லேபு தான் ரைட்டு, ரெண்டாவது அதனால ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பண்ண வேண்டியது என்னன்னா, அங்கிள் கூகுளை கேட்கறதுக்கு முன்னாடி தயவுசெய்து லேபை கூப்பிட்டு பேசுங்க. There are people to answer your questions in NEUBERG early diagnostics. You are not talking to artificial intelligence as far as that is concerned. Please lift the phone and talk to somebody, explain பண்ணுவாங்க. If you still have a doubt, as Dr. Saranya said, there is always another sample, another test in front of your eyes.
நீங்க கேட்கறது வந்து இப்போ வந்து இன்னொரு ப்ராப்ளம் நம்ம எல்லாம் ஃபேஸ் பண்றோம்னா, இந்த குவாலிட்டி ஆஃப் லேப்ஸ், அது ஒரு அனதர் இஷ்யூ. தட் இப்போ வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நாங்க வந்து இப்போ NABL காலேஜ் ஆஃப் அமெரிக்கன் பெத்தாலஜிஸ்ட் அக்ரெடிட்டட்